it's the number one seed that's at stake on Saturday's game. This is what Coach Shanahan and George Kittle said about the importance of getting the number one seed.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to rest guys, help guys recover and stuff, which is always good. But I think the simplest way to say it is, everyone's goal is to win a Super Bowl. And in order to do that, I would say it's easier to win 3 games than 4 games. You'd always rather play at home, no doubt about it. I think in football, out of all sports, home field advantage is the biggest advantage because I think crowd noise truly affects the game in terms of pass rush and things like that. But the main thing is just it's one less game. I'd love to be home. That's our goal. If that doesn't work out, we're excited to go on the road too.
Anytime you're in position to, secure a 1 seed, it means you're playing really good football at a really high level. And, I feel like everybody in the locker room said it. Like, I don't think anybody believed that we'd have a chance at the 1 seed against Seattle in the last game of the season. But it's been kind of fun because no one's really been looking at that the entire year. Everyone's just like, all right, we got a game. Who are we playing? Focus on that, and then let's just get to the next week and see what we can do. And, yeah, we've lost fantastic players throughout the way, from myself to Brock to Fred to Bosa to Trent Williams, like guys, have gotten hurt. And it is what it is, and this team just keeps going, and the guys we have in as backups are fantastic, and they just kind of have that same mindset. So it's just a really cool thing to be a part of a team that's as gritty as this one. And while not every game might be pretty, it's really fun to watch.
All right, this is the playoff picture. Rod, you first. How important, what kind of relevance, what percentage of success for the 49ers to get to the Super Bowl do you assign to them having the number one seed?
I don't think it is everything to the Niners' playoff success. I've said it a million times, and I'll continue to say it. I think they're good enough, even with their deficiencies on defense, to go on the road and win enough games to at least play for a chance to get to the Super Bowl. But clearly the easier road is the one that requires everyone to come to Levi's and getting that week off. But to me, it's you get that number one seed, obvious benefits, but you control your own fate. If you lose tomorrow and you're the Niners, then you're at the mercy of, in essence, the Rams, wondering if you're going to be the 5 seed or the 6 seed. And it's always better, obviously, to have your own destiny in your own hands.
I disagree with Rod. I think it's everything. I think that it swings, and again, to Rod's point, could the 49ers go on the road and do it the hard way? Yeah, they could, but I just think it's so difficult. I think, if you're going to put a percentage on it, I think if the 49ers win Saturday night, you're looking at maybe a 75% chance that they could, that they would make it to the NFC Championship game. And then, from there, whatever, 50-50. But I think if they have to go on the road, if they're the number 6 seed, I just think it's too much to ask for them to go to, wherever it would go. Let's say go to Philadelphia, go to Chicago, go to Seattle. I think that would just be way too much to ask. And I don't think that any team could run that gauntlet in the NFC. So I really think that, again, the season won't be over if they lose Saturday night, but it just becomes so very, very difficult.
Yeah, I'm more with Matt, and just because statistics, just probabilities, you have to win one more game. Like if you lose on Saturday, you actually you save a game, and then your pathway goes through Santa Clara, and then you have an extra week to rest Kittle and Trent and Pearsall and whoever's also dinged up. Everything and I'm with you, Rod, in the sense that I think they can go and do it, but it just feels so much more comfortable and easier and doable for them to just sit back, relax at home, heal wounded bodies, get your army back together as much as you can, and you're that much closer to having Fred Warner back for the NFC Championship game. Whoever comes to Santa Clara for that divisional round, that would be the final, in theory, the final roadblock to seeing Fred Warner back this season. And then just picture, Matt, what that would feel. Forget the football. Forget the schematics. Forget the scheme. Forget everything. Just how it would feel for that team, that stadium, that fan base to have Fred Warner come out of the tunnel with a 49er flag. How do you even stop that? Like, the momentum would be insane.
Yeah, maybe even too insane. They'd have to stay grounded. But I do think that, there are tangible things. Yes, it's having to play 3 games instead of 2. It's going on the road. And I think going on the road as opposed to staying at home makes there's a very tangible distinction between that. It's the offensive line is going to play better at home than on the road. The defensive line is going to play better at home as opposed to on the road, just because of the crowd interaction. And again, just like Rod said, they could do it. Absolutely, right. They could do it. They could, in the NFC, the way it looks right now,
and that's where I'm going. Yep.
Any of the wild card teams could do it.
Yep.
I just think it's a major.
There's no doubt about that. But part of my calculus with this is the fact that this is an NFL season that I think it's one that we either haven't seen in a long time or we've never seen, where there's no clear-cut favorite in either conference to get to or win the Super Bowl, and we've had upsets, and I think that's going to continue in the postseason. So with there being no juggernauts in this conference, even if the Eagles are still really good, especially defensively, I think a team like the Niners, with this season being as unpredictable as it has been, and I think is going to continue in the playoffs, I could see a squad like the Niners continuing that unpredictability.